Stick around, because coming up in 60 seconds, we've got Marvel News number 69, the KY Jelly edition. And we got stories on the death of the Human Torch, the second arc in Uncanny X-Force, Thor getting a new book, Mike McCowan leaving, a certain title he's working on right now, Brian Clevenger's kids' book for Captain America, the big giveaway reveal that Marvel did for the new Venom, and much, much more coming right up. Here at Alternate Reality, we have a first day sale, and in that first day sale, I picked 7 books, and I mark them at 40% off on the day they first come out. That's right, New Comic Day. And those Magnificent 7 are made up of 4 comics and 3 trade paperbacks. Now, that's every week here at the store, so be sure to stop down and save 40% off 7 of the hottest new titles that are going to ship this week.
Is there anything sexier than two grown men talking about comics? Here's some Comic Whip and Bo with some Marvel news.
Stop the program!
Marvel News, episode 69, Chronic Dance Wrist.
Hey folks, Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again to my video outhouse. It's time for
Marvel News.
He's tough. Marvel News. And Marvel News is coming to you from Alternate Reality, which is located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood. Alternate Reality, where all new comics are always 15% off every day for everyone. This comic here was 15% off at Alternate Reality for as long as I had it on the rack. It's gone now. I sold out of it, but every damn issue of this I sold was 15% off, which means the people who came in who bought this did not pay $3.99 for this book. They paid $3.39 for this book. Because, why? Yes. All new comics, 15% off at Alternate Reality.
They went down the street and sold it for $4.
So, anyway, 3 came out. I gave a great deal to everybody for it, and what do you got to say about this book?
Well, Johnny Storm died. Everyone knows
what?
Johnny Storm died. Yes.
What?
Yes, Johnny Storm
Nobody
died.
told me that. I would have tripled the price.
The death of Johnny Storm was planned the moment that Jonathan Hickman signed on to write the book. It's part of a 3-year plan. So yes, Marvel made it quite clear he's going to come back. Nobody really dies in comics, but not for a while.
Comrade Bull, 3-year plans never work. He's been
on the book. He's been
3-year proletariat plans.
He's been on the book for a year. That's 2 years left.
Great. That's all you got to say about that?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Well, I haven't read the damn thing. I don't know.
Miss him.
Are you sure he died in it?
That's what they tell me.
I saw it on the
Well,
internet.
the thing is the thing again when he was.
Uncanny X-Force. The second arc is
That's the end of the first arc, right?
is already getting ready to start.
Yes.
How about that? This book seems like it's been around forever. But its second arc is starting up.
The second arc will introduce the team taking on Father.
Who?
Do you remember when Grant Morrison was working on X-Men?
Yes.
Okay,
It was actually a good run.
Remember he did the Weapon Plus program?
Sure.
Okay, it's where Wolverine and all them came from.
Yeah.
He also created this lab called the World, and the last time we saw the World, it was shrunk down by Phantom X and put in his pocket.
I thought he came out of Mama Wolverine.
Well, he probably came out of Mama Wolverine too.
Thing.
But basically, the Father's going to return to the Marvel Universe, and he's going to try to reshape reality by using the cybernetic Deathlock virus. Yes, so there'll be Deathlocks everywhere.
So it's Flashpoint.
Yes.
Marvel's ripping off Flashpoint.
Well, it's Deathlock.
Just as Flashpoint's getting warmed up, Marvel's going to pull a switch.
Well, actually, that'll only go 40.
Stop reshaping my reality.
The Thor film's coming out this summer.
Yes,
and wouldn't you know it, Marvel's got all sorts of plans for this guy, which has been in the works now for quite a while, and is still in the works, and will continue to be in the works. And Bo has got a fascinating story about one of these machinations with Thor.
Matt Fraction and
I'm bored already.
Matt Fraction and Oliver Coipel are going to basically, well, Matt Fraction is going to leave Thor.
Okay.
To be working on a brand new book called The Mighty Thor.
It's a lateral move.
Right. So the first arc will be called the Galactus Seed. It'll have Galactus show up in Asgard because apparently Thor found something in the World Tree, and Galactus goes,
"That's tasty."
Tasty.
Well,
Pasquale Ferry will return to the Mighty Thor after the events of Fear itself. So
Galactus has been around since 1966, and he's just figuring out now he could go eat Asgard.
Well, no. Thor didn't dig this out of the tree until recently.
Oh, okay.
And this is the same deal. You know, remember Marvel? You know, when Iron Man came out. Okay, you had the Iron Man.
Gay?
No. Well, yeah.
Tony Stark's gay?
He could be.
I missed that issue.
Not Tony Stark.
Which issue was that?
Not Tony Stark, Iron Man.
But you had the launch of Invincible Iron Man.
The suit is gay.
This is the same deal.
Yeah.
Movie coming out, 2 Thor books.
Okay.
Only 2? I thought there was like 50.
Well, the second book will actually be called Journey into Mystery.
And speaking of Journey into Mystery, Bo,
Yes.
I hear Journey into Mystery's coming back in a second book.
Yes, Kieran Gillen and Doug Braithwaite, who did a 6-issue arc on Thor,
Yes.
they're going to be doing a book called Journey into Mystery. Now, the new series will continue in the numbering of the Thor title,
Yes.
and it will show the resurrected Loki fielding top secret teams of mythological operatives. And this is all part of Fear itself.
What the hell?
Like the Easter Bunny.
He's going to be fielding mythological
A strike
teams of top secret operatives.
A strike force of Asgardians, mythological characters, anything magical in the Marvel Universe. Well, it has something to do with Fear itself.
drink
So
the
we
coffee.
haven't read the first issue of Fear itself, so we don't know why Loki feels the need to do that. But that'll be the
JR,
focus
do you have
of
an
it.
Advil?
You can't take drugs.
Do you have an Advil?
You're against. You can't take drugs.
Just hit Bo harder.
Meanwhile, over in Uncanny X-Men,
Kieran Gillen, who's a very busy man, who'll be taking over as the sole writer of the book starting in April.
God bless him.
His first arc is called Breaking Point. For all you fans who remember you were reading Astonishing X-Men, and you remember Break World.
No, I don't remember it.
You didn't read Astonishing X-Men. It was very good.
No, okay.
The Break World will be returning in his first arc, and it'll also
Is that where they go after like 4 or 5 hours to have a coffee and smoke a cigarette? And
Remember
sit
when-
sit around and talk about how
Remember when they-
miserable their jobs are.
Remember when they invented the giant bullet that Kitty Pryde was
Yes,
stuck in?
yes.
Okay,
yes.
well, that's Break World.
The giant bullet is pretty cool.
No, well, the people who made it were from Break
Shouldn't
World.
bring that stuff up without
It'll
being able to
show
explain it.
Kitty Pryde and Colossus.
Marvel Universe, the House of Ideas.
The giant bullet they put Kitty
Break
Pryde in.
World.
What?
She was in a giant bullet. Joss
course
Whedon put
she
her in a
was.
giant bullet and shot her off into space.
Dan Sweet Dan Sweet, loved this
He
book.
loved
He gave
that
this
fucking
wonderful reviews. And
It's currently posted.
it's a good thing because Mike McCone's leaving the book and it's about to go in the crapper.
No. Mike McCone's going to leave Avengers
Yes.
Academy. He'll be replaced by Tom Rainey, who's just as good as Mike McCone is. He's not a bum. It's not as if they picked some twit to take over. And Tom Rainey's first
Not like
arc,
they picked a guy who works at DC or anything.
Tom Rainey, Mike McCone all worked at DC.
And then they came to Marvel and got it much, much better.
No, they were good there too.
But they got respectable. when
No,
came-
they were respectable there.
No, they weren't because they worked at DC.
Tom Rainey.
Don't buy into that.
Nah,
bull.
he's just
I
so
know, he's
negative.
just tweaking
But
the barrel.
Rainey's first arc will involve the return of Michael Korvac.
Who?
Michael
Michael
Korvac.
Korvac from the Korvac saga.
Korvac saga.
And you'll also see the team members as adults and view their possible futures during the arc.
It had to be a saga.
Michael Korvac. Yeah, it was a big saga.
A big
Well,
saga.
of course it's a saga. Marvel can't do anything but sagas.
Jim Shooter did that wrote the original Korvac saga, which is actually
My
what
sagas are wet.
Over in the kids' corner, which we're not in right now in the Marvel Universe, over in the kids' corner, there was a kids' book coming out called Captain America, The Fighting Avenger, which was a 4-issue miniseries, which has now been turned into a one-shot special.
Yes, Brian Clevenger is going to write it. He's going to do the Atomic Robo. Basically, Marvel looked at the order numbers and went, one big one-shot's enough. So that's as far as it's going to go.
Tom Brevert?
Tom Brevoort.
Tom Brevoort.
Tom Brevoort, the executive vice president over at Marvel.
I read an interview with him today, and I think Newsarama, I'm not
Yeah.
sure. But I read an interview with him today, and he went on to talk about how Marvel is going to be restructuring the kids' corner part of the Marvel Universe, how they're very much for kids' comics. There are more kids' comics coming out. The Marvel Superheroes comic and the Spider-Man, Marvel Adventure Spider-Man comic, are the two ongoing comics, and everything is going to sort of revolve around those. They're going to keep doing other kids' stuff, but they're going to try to refocus what they're doing with the kids' books, because he said that some of the stuff we've done over the last 4 or 5 years, a couple of issues weren't exactly what we probably should have been doing with kids' books. So they're going to refocus the whole line, which is good.
Which makes
is
Brian
good.
Clevenger better, because when Clevenger's the guy who broke that it was going to turn into a one-shot, he thought that meant that Marvel was going to be killing the kids line, and then Brevoort did that interview on, it was actually Comic Book Resource where he said, no, the kids
Okay,
line's
Comic Book
not dying.
Yeah.
Will they finally do the Punisher for the kids?
No Punishers for kids.
No Punisher.
No Punishers for kids.
Last story we got.
Rascal.
Last story we got comes from the Spider-Man universe and involves
Spider-Man.
a giveaway for the new Venom.
Marvel does these things called the next big things. These are press conferences held for the news press,
Yes.
for comics,
The Stan
Newsarama,
Lee
Comic Book Resources, any website.
Not for him because he's too lazy to get off his ass to try to be part of it. But what the hell?
Well, anyway,
we do news on the website. That's why we do this in the first place.
We get the news from other places.
Do we really? Well,
No.
we could get it from Marvel if you'd get off your ass and be part of that.
Please.
Well,
Bo.
anyway.
It's not like we don't have any credentials.
Anyway, the new,
What are we doing here?
The new Venom symbiote was going to be introduced in Amazing Spider-Man 654.1.
Yes.
Marvel editor Steve Wacker, in the beginning of the press conference, announced that Flash Thompson's the new Venom symbiote.
Oh, just give it away, why don't you? Just give it away.
And then he went,
Give it away.
oh, damn!
I'll tell Marvel what I told Dan Sweet. We really need to talk about tease. And anticipation. And not putting everything out all at once.
Although what will be interesting about this is the fact that you're going to have Flash Thompson, Peter Parker's best friend,
Yes.
and who's the boyfriend of Betty Brant, Peter Parker's former friend, and he'll be wearing a Venom outfit, which is sort of bizarre because Venom's evil.
I saw Spider-Man 3. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Yeah, I saw Spider-Man 3.
I forgot all
Okay,
about that.
and that's it. We're done. We're finished. We're out of here. We've got no more Marvel news, but you can go to the store's website and check out all the Marvel news you want that this guy gets from hither and yon because he's not bright enough to actually get a press conference
I'm
credentials
hithering!
from Marvel themselves, even though they'd probably be happy to give them to him. And where's the store's website at?
Sarah knows.
Thank God somebody does.
It's the partially hydrogenated part of a complete breakfast. www.myalternatereality.com.
So stop off at the store's website, check out all his news, and until next time, this is me
And this is Bo.
saying bye. Alternate Reality is located at 3149 West 111th Street. That's the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in Chicago, the beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood neighborhood. You can always reach us at 773-881-HERO or at the store's website, www.myalternatereality.com.
The Video Outhouse is brought to you by some of the finest people willing to work for free. This is a list of some of them.